Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the Table Talk podcast with Bob Colbert. I'm your host, Bob Colbert. Sorry. Today we're going to talk about Beyonce's release of I believe it's her eighth studio album called Cowboy Carter, also referred to as the Act 2 Cowboy Carter. So this is her eighth album release. Congratulations, Beyonce. Also, wanted to say that this particular album is different. She is basically saying it's more in the genre of country and western rather than rock, pop, rap, or R&B. So this is like a country album, which is quite different from her normal album releases. And I know others have done the same, like Miley Cyrus and such, that Taylor Swift, things like that. So I'm sure there's many others that have kind of had cross genres and perfectly fine to do that. There's different motivations that are kind of cause that. But I hope you're having a good day today. Today is in Los Angeles on March 30th. The months are passing by quick for 2024. Here in Los Angeles, it's cloudy, rainy, so it's kind of depressing outside. I'm used to seeing beautiful sunshine and beautiful weather, usually from February all the way through November. Not much rain. So we're having quite a different year this year and stuff. So I hope everybody's doing well. So I don't have a video or really anything like that. I just thought that I would just go ahead and show this image. So this is her album cover, I believe it is. On it, I may be wrong on that, but anyway, it was released. Her eighth album was Cowboy Carter was released yesterday, March 29th. So so it's in the genre of country western. The length 79 minutes. Her label is Parkwood Columbia, and Beyonce is a producer. So, anywho, I thought I'd do a little bit of reading on it. This won't be a real long podcast for sure. So, Cowboy Carter, also referred to as Act 2 Cowboy Carter, is the eighth studio album produced by the American singer Beyonce. She released it on March 29, 2024, yesterday via Parkwood Entertainment and Columbia Records. The album is the second installment. That's why they call it Act 2, Cowboy Carter. It's the second installment of Beyonce's trilogy project. So there's another one coming, conceived during the COVID-19 pandemic, following a renaissance in 2022. Mostly labeled a country western and R&B album, Cowboy Carter contains elements of pop, opera, house, Jersey club, classic rock, rap, blues, soul, rock, rhythm and blues, and folk music. Conceptually, Cowboy Carter is presented as a broadcast by a fictional radio station called KNTRY Radio in Texas, with country singers Dolly Parton, Linda Martell, and Willie Nelson acting as radio DJs. The album also features lesser-known country artists such as Tanner Adell, Brittany Spencer, Tierra Kennedy, Raina Roberts, Shabuzi, and Willie Jones, alongside collaborations with musicians Miley Cyrus and Post Malone, Rihanna Giddens, Stevie Wonder, Nile Rodgers, and John Baptiste. Basti, John Basti was band director for Stephen Colbert show for quite a long time. He has moved out on his own and has, I believe, become like an Academy Award winner as well as probably Grammys too. He's really doing well for himself. So congratulations, John Batiste. So, two co lead singles supported the album, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. And upon release, Cowboy Carter was met with critical acclaim for Beyonce's embrace of country music in context of celebrating the genre's black roots with emphasis on vocal performance and lyrics. Publications opined that Cowboy Carter highlighted black musicians' place within country music, causing the listenership of black country artists on streaming platforms and country radio to increase. A little background. Beyonce was born and raised in Houston, Texas, where the city's cowboy heritage and country and Zydeco music played a role in her upbringing. She listened to country music at an early age, particularly from her paternal grandfather, and attended the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo every year with her family wearing Western clothing. She later performed at the rodeo 4 times between 2001 and 2007 and has continued to celebrate her country and Southern roots throughout her career. Beyonce's first released a country song with the track Daddy Lessons on Lemonade in 2016. Beyonce, together with the Chicks, who had previously covered the song, performed the track at the 50th Annual Country Music Association Awards on November 2, 2016. The performance was largely praised by critics and gave the CMA Awards their highest viewership since figures in history. Their highest viewership figures in history. However, it was also met with a bit of backlash, with some country music fans criticizing Beyonce's attendance and claiming that she did not belong in the genre. The Country Music Association deleted all promotional posts about Beyonce's performance, which was seen as succumbing to the pressure in an attempt to prevent backlash against the organization. That experience led to the creation of Cowboy Carter. Beyonce explained how it was made clear to her that she was not welcome in the country music space, but instead of letting the criticism force her out of the genre, she leaned in and made her push past the limitation and put on her. She delved into the history of country music and Western culture and researched its African American roots. She studied our rich musical archive and learned from educators who had long advocated for a re education on the black roots of country music. She also read about how historically 50% of cowboys were black, noting after understanding where the word cowboy came from, I realized how much of the black, brown, native cowboy stories are missing in American history. This was the inspiration for 2021 Ivy Park Rodeo clothing collection. Following that research, Beyonce decided that she wanted to reclaim Americana and country music from a black perspective, according to a stage designer, S. Devlin. Collaborator Rihanna Giddens noted Beyonce did not intend to create a typical crossover country album, but did instead want to explore her family's roots through the music. Cowboy Carter was over 5 years in the making, with Beyonce beginning to write that album in 2019, and she continued its recording throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, which she described as her most creative period The album forms the second installment, Act Two, of a trilogy project that Beyonce recorded throughout this period. The first act, Renaissance 2022, is primarily a house and disco record highlighting and celebrating the black progenitors of dance music. This led some to believe that each album of the trilogy would aim to explore the black roots of a different musical genre. Cowboy Carter was originally intended to be released before Renaissance, but Beyonce changed the order as a response to the pandemic. Between 2020 and 2024, Dolly Parton said on multiple occasions that she would like Beyonce to cover her song, Jolene. She first said that nobody's ever had a really big hit record on Jolene. In a December 5th, 2020 interview, The Big Issue, she said, let me move this over just a hair. She said that even though the song had been recorded worldwide over 400 times in lots of different languages by lots of different bands, she had always hoped somebody might do it someday, someone like Beyonce. On March 10, 2022, when asked by Trevor Noah on The Daily Show about her 2020 statement, she said, I would just love to hear Jolene done in just a big way, kind of like how Whitney did that, I Will Always Love You. Just someone that can take my little songs and make them into powerhouses. That would be that would be a marvelous day in my life if she ever does do Jolene. After publicly showing her support for Beyonce's 2024 venture into country in February, on March 8, 2024, in an interview with Knots News for the 2024 season opening with Dollywood, Parton said, I think she's recorded Jolene, and I think it's probably going to be on her country album, which I'm very excited about. Not sure if that actually happened. Beyonce had a little more extent. Beyonce has recorded around 100 songs for the album. Dang, that's a lot. Each song has its own reimagined version of a Western film. These include Five Fingers for Marcellus in 2017, Urban Cowboy in 1980, The Hateful Eight in 2015, Space Cowboys in 2000, The Harder They Fall in 2021, Killers of the Flower Moon 2023, Thelma Louise 1991, and Oh Brother Where Art Thou 2000. That was a funny movie. Oh Brother. Cowboy Carter's generally described as a country western R&B album and blends together various genres, including blues, soul, rock, rhythm and blues, zydeco, folk, bluegrass, opera, go-go, flamenco, fado, classic rock, rap, pop, house, and Jersey club. That's a lot. The album presented as a broadcast by a fictional Texas radio station with country singers Dolly Parton, Linda Martell, and Willie Nelson acting as the radio's DJs. The album features rising country artists Tanner Adele, Brittany Spencer, Sierra Kennedy, Raina Roberts, Shabuzi, and Willie Jones, and also features some contributions by musicians such as Stevie Wonder, Nile Rodgers, Ray, and John Batiste. The album's cyclical, with the final note looping seamlessly into the beginning of the first track, which begins, Nothing Really Ends. in the same manner as James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, 1939, according to the Washington Post, Shane O'Neill. Beyonce, I'll just do a little bit more reading. Beyonce originally intended to release Cowboy Carter as the first installment of her trilogy project, but explained that with the pandemic, there was just too much heaviness in the world. And so she released Renaissance first because people deserve to dance. And then Untitled album was first announced February 11, 2024 during the Super Bowl 58, 58, excuse me, 48, 58, when Verizon Communications aired Super Bowl commercial title Can't Be Broken, in which Beyonce tried to break the internet through increasingly outlandish means, such as releasing a jazz saxophone record, performing on top of the Las Vegas Sphere, building an art intelligence AI version of herself, launching a Barbie and collection, announcing her candidacy for a fictional political position, and flying into space for a performance. And after all the ideas proved unsuccessful, Beyonce concluded the commercial by remarking, "Okay, they ready? Drop the new music." All right. So, yeah, so just to let all Beyonce fans know, and I'm a fan, Beyonce, her Cowboy Carter album is now released as of March 29th. Well, that's all I have today on the Table Talk. I know it's kind of short, but when I was researching stuff, it was kind of all depressing, talking about the bridge that got destroyed by the container ship, and the politics of everything, and yeah, country's a mess. So, anywho, well, wherever you are on planet Earth, I hope you have a great Saturday afternoon. And I hope you come back next week on the Table Talk. So, y'all take care. We'll see you later. Bye bye, my friends.